It is Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. We're here on Ferguson Bay in Temagimi, out for a 10-day trip. Our goal is to make our way over to Diamond Lake, into Wakimika Lake, down Nasmith Creek, into Leahy Lake, and then start making our way back through Obabika Lake and Lake Temagimi. The weather today is beautiful. It's supposed to be like this for the next few days. And then 4 days of thunderstorms, or chance of thunderstorms, and then it's supposed to be nice again. There's lots of forest fires this summer, so there's a hard fire ban on right now. Leaving this morning, we're leaving all the smoke and haze behind, and it's cleared up to be beautiful blue skies up here. This is camp for night one here on Ferguson Bay. We didn't paddle very far today because we had a bit later start time, just with the drive and stuff. And we got the bug shelter up, and because we can't have a fire, we had all kinds of free time. So we went for a little hike, and we don't have to get firewood or anything, or even deal with the fire pit. And so it's got this really nice exposed rock out front. Water's nice and clear, and you get your boat out there, but we found a little better access, kind of tucked in out of the wind, just down here. It's kind of shallow as it goes out, a bit nicer for getting the boat out. Tonight for supper, we're having hot dogs. Just frying some onions and peppers up with that. Get that on the stove. These are gonna be good tonight. For breakfast today, we fried up some leftover hot dogs, peppers and onions with some eggs and cheese. Caught a bass and a pike went for it. It is day 2 here on Ferguson Bay. We're heading over to Diamond Lake today. We just have two portages. One over Napoleon Mountain, and the other one is into Diamond Lake itself. It's a very beautiful day. It's very calm out. It's starting to warm up nicely. We're just making our way up Napoleon Mountain to get to the lookout that looks over Ferguson Bay. This is Sharp Rock Inlet. A little bit of it anyways. We're just stopping here for lunch. Got a little bit more of a paddle and then a portage into Diamond Lake. We're just making our way down the channel towards Sharp Rock Portage into Diamond Lake. This is Diamond Lake. This is the top end of Lady Evelyn Falls. We're just checking out the pictographs on our lake. This is camp for night 2 here on Diamond Lake. And we just have the boat pulled up down there. It's kind of our water access. And then everything else is back here. We have the bug tarp up, but we haven't hooked up the bug portion of it. The mosquitoes really haven't been too bad so far on this trip. Just kind of when it gets dark. So we're just getting ready to start supper. I believe we're having dal tonight. And the tent's back here. It's a really hot, beautiful day. And here's the tent, all ready to go for tonight. We're just cooking supper. And the sky's really changing. I think we might be getting some rain. So here's the finished product of dal, ramp bannock, and banana loaf for dessert. You got this beautiful view here on Diamond Lake. Today for breakfast we're having pancakes. We actually have banana pancakes for breakfast today. And peanut butter and maple syrup. We're all packed up and we were just about to leave and the rain started. Some pretty big drops too. But I don't really know how long it'll last. It's gonna be a good soaker though. It is day 3 here on Diamond Lake. We're making our way over to Wakimika Lake. We just have 2 short portages to get there. Got a fair distance to paddle across Diamond yet. The rain stopped. It's just kind of a hazy, overcast sort of day. Well, giving us a little relief from the sun. Oh my God! Cold! Okay, I can kind of see them. Big bite. He's a good size. Monster. Let's get him back in here. We're just about at the narrows leading into Wakimika Lake, and there's this windbreak wall is some unnatural or stuck on top of it. It seems very unnatural. Just these boulders piled up. And I think those are logging ruins straight across there. This is an old snow sled. It looks like 2 of them chained together in the middle there. It's like an old sled of some sort, engine on top. Bit of the portage here. Bit of a rough one. This is Lane Lake. We're just pushing our way through the last little bit into Wakimika Lake. So there's some loons out there. It's a lot windier and a lot choppier on this. This is Wakimika Lake, and we're going to be spending 2 nights on this lake. This is camp for night 3 here on Wakimika Lake. There's our water access, and the canoe's pulled out. And we got the bug shelter up. We're staying here for 2 nights, so we just set everything up. We were expecting thunderstorms at some point, so we'll see if that happens. A fire pit if we're allowed to use it. A couple nice benches. And we got the tent back here. It's a fairly sheltered campsite, which will be good if we do get those storms. Yeah, we got the tent back here, all ready to go, and set the tarp up above it as well, just in case we get some rain, a little extra shelter. For supper tonight, we're having spaghetti and meatballs, and there's some Parmesan cheese. Have to rehydrate the spaghetti sauce. We got meatballs, and just sauteing the onions and peppers right now, and got water on the boil for the pasta. We have the sauce rehydrating, peppers are cooked, and now you got the meatballs, just warming them up and gonna brown them off a bit. And then the spaghetti's going as well. Here's the finished product of spaghetti and meatballs with Parmesan on top, and we have lots of it. And we got this beautiful view. For breakfast today, we're having leftover meatballs and leftover rice with eggs, peppers, and onions. And we're going to put that into a wrap, I believe. And we have this beautiful morning. It's a rest day for us, so we're just going to go exploring today. It is day 4 here on Wakimika Lake. This is our rest day, so we're just going for a day trip into Obabika Lake. And then there's a hiking trail up to an old fire tower. We're going to check that out. So we got a couple hours of creek traveling, and then some open water into Obabika. Should be a good day. It's beautiful out. It's hot, and there's no wind right now.
Little fight too.
A little bit of fight, eh? Woo!
Free willing.
He's a good fighter. I think it's bigger than what I caught. Oh, that's a good sized bass. Oh! He still had more fight. We're just about to enter Wakimika River. We're hiking on the Wakimika Trails, and this is a view looking out over Obabika Lake. For lunch today is the leftover spaghetti and meatballs, and just overlooking this beautiful view. Just on Spirit Rock here, and those clouds are getting some dark. I've heard a bit of lightning, kind of looks like rain straight ahead, but then it's blue over there, so haven't heard any thunder in a bit. We're back on Wakimika Lake. Tonight for supper is a Cheetos chili mac dinner. So just got that rehydrating. Got a little bit of water to boil off and rehydrate those a little bit more. Here is the chili mac, and it is Canada Day, so we got a bit of Canadian whiskey with that. And this beautiful view. It is a very gloomy morning. You can barely see the sun. I think this is a fog that rolled in. We're just gonna boil some water for coffee and oatmeal and head out. So here's the finished oatmeal. I had one more banana to use up. It's starting to get a little brown. With maple syrup, coffees, and it's a beautiful morning. It's starting to clear up. Seeing a bit more of the sun now. It is day 5 here on Wakimika Lake. This is the halfway mark of our trip. We are making our way over to Dorothy Lake today. We got 5 portages to get there, the longest one just being over 1 kilometer. It's a very hot, muggy day. That fog's burnt off, and it's definitely humid out. It's going to be a really great day, a lot of fun. This is Brooks Lake. This is Indy Lake. Just have a bunch of basically pond hops today. Usually the next portage is straight across. That might be it there. We've kind of entered this channel to get to our portage. And it goes through this floating bog. This is Sylvester Lake, and we only got a couple more portages today. This is Hortense Lake, The portage into this was pretty challenging. It was very steep, a lot of uphill, and then got to do the same thing on the other side except going downhill. We may stay on this lake tonight instead of Dorothy. We're just going to check the campsite out. This is camp for night 5 here on Dorothy Lake. We were able to get everything set up before the rain started. It still hasn't happened. It's kind of breaking up, so we might not get anything. Here's the water access, and the horse and deer flies are really terrible, so we got the shelter set up and everything. It's been a hot, humid day, and it's been a pretty tough day for portages. Some of them were quite steep, and then we have the tent back here. We got the tarp up and everything's kind of stashed and ready to go for if it does rain. But this campsite has a beautiful view of those cliffs. Really beautiful view. Just relaxing in the bug shelter and very happy to have this. It's just the deer flies, but they have been very relentless. They're all trying to get in. We're at the drainage here of Dorothy Lake into Nasmith Creek. This is beautiful clear water. It's with a sand beach. Kind of like gravelly sand. And it drains out this way, so we should be connecting up with this tomorrow. Tonight for supper is a chickpea coconut curry dish. Just rehydrating rice and chickpeas, and then once that's ready, I'll add the spices. We're just doing this in the bug shelter. They seem to be letting off though. Should have a really nice sunset.